Hi, it's Tracy and Robert here once again
How you doing?
for our Sunday evening Facebook Live, YouTube Live, look at the week ahead.
We're looking ahead.
As we're jumping in, tell us where you're at in the state, and hopefully we can make sure that your forecast gets covered. And yeah, seeing a little bit of blue sky out here in the Anchorage area. It's kind of lovely.
Pretty nice. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and I'll show you what we have here in Anchorage, and we're still getting that sun, that sun, 19 hours, 11 minutes. Of course, things slowing down. We're down to 2 minutes and 3-second gain, and of course, when we hit summer solstice, things start flipping around and we start losing time, but not too bad. And it's been a fairly nice day. Here's a look out in Anchorage. We're looking at the Chugach Mountain Range for those that don't live here. And it's been fairly nice, but one thing we've noticed is our temperatures are cool, and typically when we've had sunshine, we've had a lot of wind, and that's what we have. We have a lot of wind right now, and you can see it gusting 41 miles per hour at the airport. We just have these systems coming through, pinching the high and the low pressure, and we just get these winds southeast 25, gusts to 41 right now, so makes it feel a little, it says it feels like 55, but that wind, it doesn't feel like 55.
Yeah, and I have a cute little fire pit in my backyard, and I would love to use it on these evenings, but not with that wind. I'm not going to risk it. No.
Yeah, here's some high temperatures so far today: 55, 66 in Fairbanks. Yesterday in the 70s in the interior sections. The reason for it is we've had a lot of a push of moisture move through, and it was an associated front with the low pressure system, so temperatures got a little cooler before Yukon hit 73. 47 in Dead Horse, might even hit 50 tomorrow. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about that in a minute. Current conditions, that's what we have. We've seen these showers pushing through, and with it, clouds and cooler temperatures, even down south in Seward, 46 degrees. Cordova at 46 degrees. It is June, and 46 degrees down in Seward. Been really chilly. I was down there this week. Valdez 46 as well. They're seeing lots of rain. Cordova, Valdez, pretty much the upper part of the southeast panhandle. So we take a look at the satellite shot. I want to show a couple things. You can see that kind of blossoming of the front pushing through the state, and that's what's kept things cool pretty much all the way up past and north of Fairbanks right to the Brooks Range. So that's why temperature is much cooler. And just on the bottom of your screen there in Ketchikan, you can see rain and all sorts of things are happening as far as keeping things on the cool side. We do have wind advisory. That's just in the Brooks Range, the eastern part of the Brooks Range. Winds can gust to 50 or 60 miles per hour this evening. That should die down.
Alaska Range.
Yeah, the Alaska Range. And we still have the flood advisories. Those flood advisories are ongoing as we have ice jamming and also some heavy snow melt. And then a flood warning, not only up on the Sag River, where we've got at I think that's at mile 407 to 401. Actually, half of the Dalton Highway has been closed because of erosion. So that happens a lot. We get an ice jam, and then all of a sudden it diverts the Sag River, and it runs up against the Dalton and just starts eating away at the gravel underneath, and before you know it, you don't have a Dalton Highway. But so far, I haven't heard anything being closed yet. So
that was a pretty dramatic. We did see some pictures of that on Friday of the highway, just broken away at that point where the river had come through. So luckily there does seem to be extra. The other lanes is staying open, so there's
and it's been relatively cool. I want to go ahead and show you on the satellite shot what we're looking ahead. You can see that low that's right near Dillingham, right there in the Bristol Bay Area. That's the upper level low that we've been dealing with, and it just keeps basically grabbing the moisture in the Gulf Coast and pushing it up into much of the North Gulf Coast, and then of course the associated front pushes through into the interior section. But what I want you to keep your eye on is, as we look ahead, we're looking at Monday and Tuesday. Notice this low pressure system in the Arctic that's going to be pushing down, and as it does, as into Wednesday, that will affect much of the West Coast, and I would expect we'll see windy and rainy conditions as this front pushes down on the state of Alaska. Notice on Wednesday, there's a little bit of a break right there around Anchorage and South Central, so hoping to see some sunshine through much of South Central, including the coastal sections that haven't seen temperatures really above 50 much at all. But I think we're going to see some drying out on Wednesday and Thursday with the low pressure that's in the Gulf and it's actually south of the Gulf, kind of pushing towards the Seattle area. Want to talk about precipitation? This is just the next 48 hours. We already had over an inch or two of rain in many locations. Valdez will see almost 2 inches by Tuesday, and Cordova as a result of this ongoing onshore flow. And Seward will see about another half an inch there, but things will dry out. That's what we're counting on, and it's just going to be a question for the state on what that low pressure system from the Arctic does. Hey, taking a look at our southeast weather. We're going to see in the southeast panhandle, of course, rain continuing Yakutat, Skagway, Haines. As you go farther south, things dry out a little bit. And Juneau actually going to see some sunshine finally, 58 for them. Petersburg, 58, 55 in Sitka. As head into the interior sections, well, mostly cloudy skies, but windy conditions. Delta Junction, part of that had wind advisory, gusting to 45, 59 degrees. Temperatures much cooler than normal as a result of the cloud cover. And up on as we go north, we're going to see, again, some chances of that freezing fog in the morning. Not freezing fog, but fog in the morning. And then we should break out with some sunshine for Dead Horse, where it should be about 54, 41 at Utiavik, Wainwright, 46. Anahuac Pass, a little bit of rain for you through the pass. That'll keep things on the cool side. Should be a fairly nice day for Kotzebue and Nome. Hit 50s today. I think you're hitting 50. And yesterday you did too, and 49 for you. We're going to also go out to the Aleutians and see some mostly cloudy skies in Cold Bay and Unalaska for tomorrow. Winds have calmed down quite a bit. And for us closer to home here in the south central area, still looking for rain to persist. Homer and Seward, but it should dry out. Kodiak will be spared. Still going to see some windy conditions, but mostly cloudy skies for you. Kenai, Soldotna, looking at clouds. Also rain, especially in Cordova, Valdez, Whittier, Glen Allen, mostly cloudy but windy. And then up in the valleys, we're going to see 57 as our high. Should be fairly nice. And Talkeetna and Willow, cloudy skies with that push of that front starting to dissipate. And for Anchorage, 55 and cloudy. We're going to rain, 49, still windy. And, you know, our 7-day forecast right here in Anchorage, as I mentioned, I think we're going to see some sunshine midweek, and I would expect temperatures to pop into the 60s as early as Wednesday, but certainly by Friday and Saturday and Sunday, because we're almost hitting summer solstice.
We're overdue. We're overdue
crazy.
For a little bit of extra sunshine, and I have relatives coming into town.
Oh, you do?
So
Okay.
keep up the good weather.
Yeah.
'Cause we need to. I want them to show Alaska at its best. Alaska is beautiful even when it rains, but
Yeah.
it's even better when the sun is shining.
Well, I think the best thing we have going for us is because we've had this moderate weather, cool weather, and constant clouds. We have a lot of moisture and humidity in the air, and that's kept fire danger down.
Yeah.
We had about 3 new fires yesterday. We still have lightning strikes. A lot of times when we talk about lightning strikes, we just want to let people know it's not always the lightning hits the ground. Clouds can have cloud-to-cloud lightning, and so part of those statistics are ones that don't hit the ground. So it's not like we had over 700 yesterday lightning strikes. They weren't all hitting the ground, so that's good.
Well, that's good. Yeah, because we do want to get, want to make sure we keep the fire danger down,
Yeah.
and those are a big challenge at this time of year. That starts a lot of the fires.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
Alaska. So thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us, and we will be back here Thursday morning. Aaron will be back here for
Yeah.
your look at your weekend, and Robert will be back here next weekend
Yeah.
with a look at your weekday forecast. So have yourself a great evening.